Hey YouTube! I haven't posted anything for a while, and that's for two reasons. First, I've been working a ton of overtime at my day job. It's a really cool job. I really like it there. I'll post a link if you're interested in knowing what I do during the day. It'll be up here. I've also been not happy with the state of my studio here, my shop. It's so messy and cluttered. It's hard to work, and it's hard to film stuff too. And you know, my partner wants to share this space with me. She's an artist as well. It's really difficult to do when it's so messy. So I'm putting a lot of effort into cleaning and organizing. That's going to look like getting rid of stuff. That's going to look like organizing stuff. And some of that is going to be some custom furniture I'm going to be making just for things in the shop, just shop furniture. I also did a SketchUp model of the two-car garage, the space that I use, and most of the equipment and tools inside, the major stuff, so that I could plan out the layout for it. But I thought that before I really get into rearranging and cleaning and throwing everything out, I'd give everybody a quick tour of the space so you can see the before and really appreciate the after, like I'm going to appreciate the after once this is all done. So here is the door that I usually come in on. This outside of here goes to the front door of the house. So as we enter, you can see right off the bat, here is my Flammables cabinet. It's where I store flammable stuff so it doesn't go boom. This is some of my partner's things that are moving in. My coat rack here was made by my sister. It's blocked now, so my coat and aprons are just sitting on my sheet goods, which are blocking my belt grinder. This is where I store the belts for the belt grinder. I've never been crazy about this system. It's just a 2x4 with dowels organized by grit, but this is going to change. I'm going to come up with something new for that. As we come through here, that's my old TV that I never watch anymore. There's a mini fridge and a DVD player behind there. See? I don't even know what's in that fridge anymore. I haven't looked in it in forever. Here's the Art Deco bookshelf that I built. Getting lots of use. I love that thing. Storage of stuff. There's some old toys from when I was a kid. It's a big nerd. Light box, my planishing hammer. This is where I keep my exotic wood. Here, there's a little bit of more wood storage. I don't like this thing either, that's going away. Here's, let's see, drill press there. This is one of my workbenches. Just tripped on this extension cord. Obviously that's not how that's supposed to be. Oh well. There's my welder down there, my little MIG welder. Got tool chests. That's my clamp rack that I built, and basically the very next day it couldn't hold all my clamps within a day. I bought like one more clamp. So they're all sitting up here. I'm gonna do something for that too soon. Storage of other things, you know, glue, mold materials, consumable stuff like chip brushes, inspirational things, you know, sometimes I just keep stuff around to look at. More wood storage here. There's Victor. You'll see him again. These are fire bricks, insulating materials for ceramics. Got pottery clay back here. That's my air conditioner. This is stuff that I've made that's finished. Most of this is finished. I used to try to sell this stuff, but I don't know, nobody ever really seemed to want it. You can check out my Etsy if you want. A lot of that stuff is listed there. This is a little reflecting pond that I made a few years ago, and I was really never happy with it. I don't think I'm going to do anything else with it. It's going to my partner's mother. She's going to have that. Shop vac, oxyacetylene rig. Got my Delta bandsaw here. My chop saw there. With a cabinet, there's some stuff stored in there too. Got my planer here. With some junk on top, of course. That's like the theme of this studio. There's junk on top. That should be my motto. This is my jewelry workbench, where I do jewelry and small sculptures. Stuff stored underneath. I want to build like drawers and more shelves like this one to make this space under here a little better. It's one of my acetylene tanks for soldering. There's the shop chair. Great little thing I found at a garage sale. Here's a tool cart covered in junk. This is where I do investment for lost wax casting. I have my vacuum chamber here, my scales, my mixing stuff. I have a bunch of flasks under there for casting into. This is the steam dewaxer. Here's the investment itself. Again, stuff piled on top. Even I've got lights piled on top of lights. This halogen fixture stopped working, so I just put in this LED one right below it. I don't know. And over here we've got the Burnout Kiln that I use for lost wax casting. There's a shelf behind that with stuff, some cool old motorcycle tanks. I'm going to hang those up on the walls until I've got a bike to put them on. I've got my Pottery Kiln back here. It's kind of dark. You may not even be able to see that. That's my little Pottery Kiln. These are parts for a bandsaw that I'm rebuilding. That's a copy carver under there. All right, over here, there's our witch. That's a little effigy that my partner made. We're gonna burn her one of these days. So there's my partner's workbench that we just moved over here. Here's a joiner that I just got. I need to tune it up, get it sharpened and everything. It's covered in junk, of course. Anybody recognize that? It comes from the coolest car ever made. Guarantee it. Tell me what it is. Got another oxyacetylene rig here, some various pieces of pipe. On my bandsaw here, you can see this is the work table for the Delta. This is the table for the other bandsaw that I'm rebuilding. You saw all the parts over there. And maybe we'll go outside really quickly just so you can see that it's not even all just this space. Let me hit the garage door opener. So I've got some scrap storage out here, metal stuff. There's the furnace for firing raku pottery and for melting metal. This is the centrifuge for jewelry casting. And there's the table saw over here under the tarp. Propane cylinder for firing the furnace. Old compressor. And there's my truck. This table saw is an old Powermatic contractor saw. It's not a cabinet saw, but it's super heavy. It's got a cast iron top with extensions. I'll show it one of these days in the light. So you might have noticed also that I have a lot of stuff hanging on the walls that's not tools. I don't really like hanging tools on the walls. I'd prefer to store them in drawers. That's my preference. I really prefer to put art on my walls. It's more inspirational, it's more pleasing to me to have those kinds of things around. And I'm an artist, a lot of my friends are artists, I have some really talented friends, so I'm lucky enough to be able to collect pieces from them, as well as other stuff that I find. Like this print right above the gun blade there, that was done by a good friend of mine who's fantastic. I have another print of hers that I want to hang up. This painting was done by my partner. She did this a long time ago. I have a ton more paintings and prints and who knows what else. That's a photo of my partner there. She used to do some modeling. So I'm also going to be hanging up a lot more stuff to really liven the space up, as well as making it more organized. So that's my cluttered shop. It's super irritating. You can tell I have to shimmy around everything right now. But hopefully that's going to change. It's going to get better. And if you're interested, you can follow along for the next few weeks and months and see how I do it, along with other projects. I'm going to be getting back to doing weekly projects. Some stuff that's just utilitarian, some stuff that's just for fun, just to look cool. So hopefully you enjoy it, and I'll see you again soon.